Welcome back, gamer dudes and dudettes. This is Angry Ranger here. We are playing Persona 4 Golden on Steam right now. We are jumping back in. Last video we actually established 2 new social links with Marie and Chie, which is pretty cool actually, to say the least. And we're going to actually be establishing some more in the coming days. I think actually today we're going to be building one more, maybe ranking up some more. I'm not 100% certain. But there's not much we can do at this time, so what we're going to do is we're going to be able to study, we're going to be able to read, we're going to be able to do work. Those are our 3 big things that we can do in our room at night, and right now we're going to focus on studying. Now, if you're actually playing along here, unfortunately, since our stats are all maxed out, we're not really going to have to focus on doing save abuse, but save abuse is the thing that we would have had to do so we could get 3 knowledge boost ups, and we didn't have to worry about that right now.
Hello. I realize this is sudden, but I'm Margaret. We met at the Velvet Room the other day. There is one important point I forgot to warn you about, so I thought it best to contact you immediately. Going to save your friends is a selfless and noble deed. By all means, we encourage and support you in regards to this matter. But to proceed too hastily in that quest will mean facing one battle after the next. Though you may be pressed for time, devoting yourself to battles will not quench your heart's yearnings. The bonds created through social links are another important means of strengthening the powers of your persona. Do not hasten heedlessly through your days, and remember the importance of moving at a sustainable pace. Please remember that. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
Actually, pretty cool that Margaret's kind of telling us, the game and Margaret are telling us, hey, dude, don't be going out there and doing all these dungeon crawling and grinding because it's bad for you. I mean, it's not that it's bad for you, it's just that they don't want you to kind of focus too much on that. Build your social links, it'll make the game easier for you. And those 2 are the 2 sports dude bros that we're going to dude bro it up with in a little bit here. We're going to have to pick and choose between one of their sports and kind of ignore the other one. Even though the social link is actually going to be kind of focusing on both of them, they're both going to be involved. We're going to be focusing more on the one that we choose. So they do have 2 different stories, if I recall correctly. It's just they kind of focus on a little varied, I guess, so to speak. So it's going to cut right to after school here. Another thing going on during school, we sometimes will actually have a day where we actually won't get anything going on in school, and that's actually pretty cool, to say the least. So now we're going to have to, I guess they want us to go on the first floor, and they're going to want us to talk to Morioka and pick a sports club, but we can actually bypass talking to Morioka if we go to the right room. So the faculty office is to our left, and then it's that way. If we go straight to our right, and I think if we just keep going all the way straight, it'll take us to the field or the gym. And I know which one I'm going to pick, but let's take a quick tour here. I think we can take a tour, can't we? Let's see, the game's kind of telling us, focus on building your social link. So yes, we can take a tour, cool. So we're going to go here, and we're going to take a look at the gym, and look at these ridiculous animations to the characters. That one guy's just running around dribbling the basketball. The other guy's doing funky layups. No actual basketball sounds going on here, other than the squeaking shoes. Yeah. I haven't done basketball since maybe my first playthrough. And here's the soccer club. I always do soccer. This is how I am, because I think like the soccer one's easier to do. And if we're talking between soccer and basketball, I feel like the soccer social link can be easier. So now that we've actually done both tours, we can actually make up our mind here, and we are going to be joining the soccer club. There we go, soccer club, here we are.
Hey, man. I'm Daisuke Nagase.
Yo, Daisuke, you waiting for a special invitation? Koichijo.
And there we go. Now we formed the social link. It's called the Fellow Athletes Social Link. It's going to be focusing more on Daisuke, his storyline as compared to Ko's. And I actually like these two guys. They're not terrible. They're actually pretty fun to hang out with, I think. If you were in the main character's shoes, these guys would be the guys you want to hang out with. I feel like they're not like, it's not something. So some of these social links are really heavy in terms of like being very serious. In terms of like,
all right, let's go home.
Like some of them are dealing with some pretty heavy shit, and these guys are just dealing with regular high school stuff. And it's nice and kind of relaxing with the game with such heavy, dark tones. And as we learned last video, we can actually sneak out if need be with Kojima not working, and we're not gonna be able to do anything with Donovan yet. So we're just gonna be able to go upstairs to our room, because at night right now there's not much we can do outside of the house. There are social links that we can form and work on at night, and we can also hang out with our regular social links at night that'll kind of push us towards closer to bringing us closer to them, if that makes any sense. But I'm not really worried about that right now. It's too early in the game, and I actually didn't really need to do that at all last playthrough. So just throwing that out there.
Yo!
What does Yosuke want? Because I know throughout the game, our party members, our friends, will literally be like, hey, why don't we go on the TV today? Why don't we go do this today? And I'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm following a schedule here. We're following a very strict schedule, Yosuke. We're going to go in and save Yuko when it's time to save Yuko. There's always, you can always tell when you're getting close to that deadline when it rains for like 2 or 3 days in a row, and that's when you're like, if you haven't done it, you're going to be sitting there being like, oh shit, I really should have done that. But, I mean, it is kind of a big deal if you don't do it, because then you get a game over. And that's actually one way you can actually fail the game. So here we go, this is going to be a prime example of our classmate being asked a question. If we answer it right, we get closer to them, and we increase our expression. So we're going to give them the right answer here, it's 3. Knowing that from having played the game multiple times, of course. But here's the thing that kind of blows my mind. If you actually answer the question wrong from one of your classmates, they're embarrassed, and now you got to apologize to them. But the thing is, we can't apologize. There's no way for us to apologize. It's not scripted in the game. It's just telling us we should apologize. And as the player, it's making you feel bad. I'm like, well, I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel bad as the player for getting a question wrong without looking it up or without having it memorized. So I think today's a Marie Day, or is it a book day? No, we can buy books. Okay, I wasn't sure why we're going in the city, in the town. So throughout the year, we'll be able to buy books here. And at night, we'll be able to read the books in our bedroom, which is actually pretty cool that we'll be able to do that. So it takes up time, but reading books does give us a trophy/achievement for reading all the books, and they usually benefit us by building up our statistics, our specific stats. But once again, first playthrough did virtually everything, all stats are maxed out, and I mean, we're golden on that. So right now, we have 2 social links I think we can actually work on, and that would be Marie and Yosuke. Now, for our fellow athletes, we can only do it on certain days.
All right.
And we can't do it when it's raining or the week before exams. And we're going to find out soon when we get to the social clubs, that they have specific stipulations as well for doing it. So right now we're just going to kind of spam our way through Yosuke, and we kind of did that with Persona 5, where Ryuji and An are very early in the game, and you can have them maxed out if you're not following a specific schedule. You can have An maxed out by May or June, and that's before you get any other social links with any of the girls. So you could be dating An before you meet any of the other girls in that game. I don't know if you can do that with Chie in this one, because I feel like Chie is kind of blocked off until you save Yukiko. So this is this one of those questions where we are able to pick and choose? I don't think it is. And you'll know if you pick the right answer when they get the 3 music notes over their head. Yep, that was the right pick. I always am kind of questionable, because usually some characters I can sit there and be like, yeah, this is what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. You tell them what they want to hear if they like you more. And even if it's wrong, there's one character where you feel horrible saying things that you know they want to hear, and you keep thinking like, I don't mean that. But, you know, it's just how it is. So there we go. And as they level up, they get social skills. So we got Trifuri. I'm not exactly sure what Trifuri does, but it does something, and that is all that we really need to know. It's that it actually does something and might actually be useful in the game. Sometimes they get skills that are useful, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes those skills, well, they're not going to be useful at all.
Okay,
we'll be at a certain level in the game, and their skill will be like a low-level skill. I think one character gets like the instant death move, and they don't need it because
welcome home.
They're by the time we're there, we're like level 65, and that's like a level 15 spell. So now the game's going to kind of tell us we can start reading, and that's what we're going to do right now. And you see there are different chapters, which means that'll tell us how many sittings we have to do. So reading this book is going to take 3 sittings, because we're going to read 1 chapter a day until we get to probably September or somewhere in that ballpark area when we get another book. And when we finish that book, it's essentially a speed reading book. So we're going to try to read as many of the 3-chapter and 2-chapter books, or most of the 3-chapter books as possible between now and then, and get through as many of the books in general as a whole.
Yo!
And Yosuke, and I keep thinking Yosuke's going to start harassing me about going into the TV, and I'm going to be like, Yosuke, slow your roll, because we're going to go in when I say we go in. That's just my feeling. So we're going to go into lunchtime. Cool. So lunchtime's going to be another cool thing we don't usually see. We'll see this throughout the game, is we'll get an idea of which social links we can hang out with at the end of the day. And it doesn't exactly tell us which ones we can actually rank up with, it just tells us which ones we can spend time with, and it doesn't include the ones we can do outside of school. We'll see some of those later, like Marie, for instance. So it looks like today's going to be a big focus on the sports club day. As you can see, we can't do anything with Chie. Chie usually hangs out on the roof. We'll see that later. Yosuke is usually down the hallway, so he's not there. And so we're going to just kind of hang out with Daisuke. And since we have that strength persona, that OP persona, we'll be able to more likely than not rank up with them.
All right.
So we tell him got it with the stall, our understanding's gonna go up. That's one of those answers that gives us a boost to our stats, which is important if you're playing for the first time. And sometimes you kind of want to play the character a certain way, and I don't like playing these games like a terrible person. So like a lot of people, there's the option where you can do the I guess we call it the harem route, where you can romance every girl and just have a fiasco at the end of the game. I don't do that. I just can't do it. These characters feel kind of real, like real people. You wouldn't want to do that to a real person.
You think so?
What scumbag are you? Although if any character was going to do it and have a harem route in any of the games, like 3, 4, and 5, it'd be this guy. It'd be Norakami. Hands down. So this is cool. We're getting picked on by the new team, essentially making us do all the work because they don't want to do it.
All right,
and
let's
Daisuke
do
and Ko
it.
are cool dudes. They're going to help us out with it. So we're going to, boom, 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 and there's a little inappropriate, not more of a double entendre there. You gotta polish those balls. That is a meme in this game. So there you go, we ranked up there, and usually our hangouts will consist of us going to practice, and then the bulk of their story is told as we're at a local diner eating food. So this is where we're going now. I don't think we're getting anything big here other than just us showing us eating and having a good time. Or not, nope. We're gonna get a little bit of a story here. I love how Daisuke never changes from his gym suit, which is kind of funny and sad at the same time. I'm gonna say it's more sad than funny. Do we actually have a response here? No, we don't actually have a response here, so we're gonna just kind of move it along there. And this is actually pretty long. Some of these social link events are actually pretty long. And some of them are pretty short, and this one's actually a long one. You won't know when you get a long one until you actually are sitting there like, wait, this is a long social event.
Let's put some
I know
fight into
5
this.
have long ones, but like this is like, holy cow. So no Dojima means we can do other things. We can sneak out if we need to. Nanako's absorbed in a pusher, so we haven't done anything that would allow us to even spend time with Nanako. So we're just gonna go to our room and we're gonna get a phone call. It's probably Chie or Yosuke. Yeah, Chie. She's gonna say, hey, let's go in the TV. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. They're gonna harass us about going in the TV, and I just don't want to do it. We're gonna go in when we go in, and that's probably gonna be in a little bit because I think tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I think it's the day after where we're actually going to be able to choose. In the near future, we're going to have to choose between our culture clubs, and we don't want to miss that because that's important. It's actually pretty important to go through that. So we're going to go to our next day here. Yosuke, you need to actually pay attention to the weather. You need to see multiple days of rain and then the fog sits in. I feel like he misses the whole point every single time. And like in Persona 5, for the longest time, the guy that they have to explain how everything works. It kind of works like this one. It's like, wait, it didn't rain. It didn't rain for more than a couple hours. I don't know. I feel like until something goes wrong, they're not gonna really have anything to really say about it. So nothing going on in school today. You see Chie's not available for a social link. I don't think we'll be able to do her for a little bit until at least we see if Yukiko, and I think we have until the end of the month. Usually it's about a month to a month and a half for each dungeon to go through. So we're talking probably end of May for our next dungeon to really pop in, beginning of June for it to be end. Done. It's a weird schedule because sometimes it doesn't even work the way it should. So we're gonna hang out with Yosuke. We're gonna get him up to rank 3. That's actually pretty good for finally having that free time. And of course, I think Yosuke's gonna be one of the last people we actually max out, which is kind of funny because we're kind of blowing through the social link right away. I don't know if it's just because we hate Yosuke or not. I want to say it's because we hate Yosuke. So let's see what's going on with Yosuke. As you see, certain responses now at this point in time, we're really going to be having to be careful with what we say. Sometimes a response won't even matter; it won't have an effect at all. And sometimes the response is actually very important. It'll determine whether or not we'll be able to rank up next time we have to hang out with them, or if we have to actually hang out for an additional time to do that. A thing that really bothered me throughout the game is referring to address and then not like a cell phone number. And I'm not sure if we're talking about email addresses or cell phone numbers, or if an email address is a phone number. I don't understand it because they're kind of interchanging between the two. What if your text messages are really your email? But before we really get too concerned about it, just remember the game came out in 2007, originally on the PlayStation 2, and then this one came out in 2011
All right, let's go.
in Japan. Golden did.
Welcome home!
So we're going to ignore Nanako here, and we're going to read our book. We're going to actually finish the book. So what's going to happen is, now that we finish this book, we're going to be able to get an extra bonus to our studying, usually. And it's not really going to matter to us because our stats are maxed out. Our knowledge is already at max, and that's pretty sweet. So it looks like today we're actually going to be able to pick up some jobs down in the town. So that's going to be something we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on doing that after the school day. So we're going to go in, we're going to see what jobs we can take out. Usually if this is your first playthrough, you're not going to be able to take most of the jobs that are posted. There are two jobs that really matter the most right now in terms of the overall game. We're not really going to work that much in this game. It's not important. It takes up time, and time is very important in this game. Unless you're low on money, I don't recommend spending a lot of your time working. So, one of the questions, she kind of gave us in the lecture the answer, and then she asked Yosuke, and Yosuke's not paying attention. What else is new? So we're going to move on. We're going to give him the answer, and that's going to be allowing us to get closer to Yosuke. Maybe not that much closer. I don't know how the answering the questions works, but it does something. I'm not even 100% sure about all the stuff behind the game. Like, I can do the dungeon crawling and the social links and everything. This is one of the few games that I pretty much know the ins and outs of, but not every game. Like Persona's one series, I feel like I could pick up a game and get through without really having it hold my hand. So we're gonna go check out the job bulletin board here, and there's two jobs we're gonna focus on. No, there's three. My bad. There's actually three jobs. I keep forgetting about that, and two of them are. I hate those jobs. So you see, translator. We can do that at home. We'll do it. Origami crane folder. That's another one. These will actually give us. Some of them will give us money. Some of them will give us boost in our stats. So we can do the assistant daycare job. But we can only do that on certain days of the week. And there's others that are coming soon later on. So we got them all. All right. Yeah, there are certain ones that are going to come at certain different later points in the game as well, and we can only do them at certain times. So we're not going to be able to do them every day. This is these aren't jobs, these aren't social links or anything like that we do every day. So if that was the case, things would be pretty easy. And I think today we can actually work at the daycare center. So let's go to the daycare center and take a look at what's going on down there. I think we actually have to work at the daycare center at least twice before we get our social link, because this job, there's, like I said, three jobs that build social links, and this is one of them. And I'm trying to figure out which one I hate the most. I don't know which social link I hate the most in this game. This might actually take the cake, because most of the social links, the characters change for the better, and things work out better for these characters. But this one just kind of pisses me off. I know I'm not. I usually don't say anything bad about these games. This one, it really just kind of grinds my gears. But we're not gonna get that one yet. Like, if you play Persona 5, we all know we hate Mishima. Mishima's the worst. But is he the worst in the game? I don't know.
Oh, Yukun.
But this woman, and if you can't tell, this is our social link because she has a portrait. So we're gonna build our social link with
Thanks
her.
for taking care of him.
Eventually, not right away. I think we have to do it again. And we're going to try to find a way to kind of speed through her social links. Some of these social links we can blow through pretty quickly. Some of them we kind of have to slow down a little bit and work on. But this is one I just want to kind of speed through. As terrible as it is. But this looks like, after we wrap this up, this looks like a good place for us guys to take a break, call it a day. And next time, we are actually going to be joining one of the culture clubs, and this one is set in stone, no difference. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe.
Welcome
My name is
home.
Adventures. This is Persona 4 Golden on Steam, and I'll see you guys next time.